Welcome everybody, thank you for joining me. It's Damien F16 here with Mystery MTG. We're going to be playing a standard best of 3 event today with the old Esper Control deck. All the videos should be up on YouTube that I've done with this deck, except the last one. We just had a barky dog, so we're going to do this again. Playing Control, we've got a bunch of Planeswalkers. We went up a Sorin, so now we're at 13 Planeswalkers in this deck. A bunch of removal spells. We're up to 3 counters in the main, a bunch of spot removal, 6 Wraths, Shadow's Verdict, 2 Meathooks, 2 Doomscar, and a Farewell. Mana base has stayed the same. I haven't really messed with it. I really should actually look at the mana base. I say this every time, and make sure it's actually correct. I could probably change some of those numbers around. In the board, we've got double Archon for the Runes matchup and Jeskai Storm. We've got some Graveyard Hate in double Go Blank and Graveyard Trespasser. More counter magic, and of course, don't leave home without your 4 Rays of Enfeeblement. We're going to be playing a standard event. Let's get down to business. Here we go. I want to get a 5-0, okay? I will accept nothing less. Unless I lose, then I am forced to accept less. Here we go. We're on the play. Die rolls are easy. Oh. Mulligan. Better. Keep 6. 5-drop goes to the bottom. And we've got Kaito on turn 3 on the play is pretty good. See what my opponent's doing. Kaito, a very known quantity in Standard now, so a lot of decks have answers for him. A lot of voltage surges running around and stuff like that just, A lot of times I really think you should plus Kaito. Oh, so this is almost certainly a white-black base deck. It's probably just white-black if they're playing Shambling Ghast. And they're going to be playing Deadly Dispute, some learn cards like Eye Twitch. They're going to be learning things out of the sideboard, so we've got to watch out for late game like Mascot Exhibition and stuff like that. Black-red. Never mind. Mardu, maybe? Huh. Okay. Well, let's get down Kaito. They don't have the voltage surge here, so Kaito is going to get to phase out. And then they can kill it on my upkeep, but that's fine. That's actually close. That might have been one of those spots where I should have plussed Kaito. Because actually, if they had Deadly Dispute, yeah, there's Mardu. Okay. No blocks. Good. So no red mana. Up means we do get to draw a card with Kaito. There's Portable Hole being awesome. Still, I don't think what to do. Okay, obviously, let's get our card first and then think about our options here. Oh, my opponent's thinking about something here on declare attacks. March? Yeah, I was going to say 1 mana. What can they do here to Kaito? For 1 white or 1 black. Okay, draw our card. So, I can go Portable Hole, Shambling Ghast, and then Soul Shatter. A Vanishing Verse. I mean, I really want to play one of these 4-mana Planeswalkers. But I feel like if I do that, I might... Like, this deck almost certainly, if they're playing Shambling Ghast, you know they have Deadly Dispute. If they get to untap Dispute, kill my Ninja, like, that's kind of bad. Man, this is tough. I think I'm going to do this. It's a very weird play, but let's do this. I don't know if this is correct. I feel like keeping their board clear against decks that want to sacrifice their creatures for value is usually very good. Yeah. Oni Cult. Okay, so Mardu. Wow. Okay, well, sure. I guess they have Oni Cults. I need to find a Meat Hook or something at some point here. Let's keep crashing. But, of course, Portable Hole the turn before they played double Anvil. That's unfortunate. But nice that I have main deck Farewell now. Farewell will clean up all these artifacts. And I guess give them back their Shambling Ghast, but I'm over it. So, should I Sorin make a 2-3, or should I flash in Emperor block with a 2-2? I think it's flash in Emperor here, so let's end the turn. They untap. They can make more dorks. Okay. Voltage Surge Kaito, perhaps? Nope. Attacking me. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I know they have Voltage Surge here, but that's fine. Let them kill my Wandering Emperor, I don't really care. Okay. And they get to Oni Cult it. Yep. Ooh, lol. Okay, so we get the Vanishing Verse lol. Actually, I can just kill it with the Rogue token, right? The Ninja token. I really do want to find a Meathook Massacre. That's annoying, right? I guess I have to verse Lulth here. Okay. Let's draw a card. Okay, so I can Sorin here. 2 Menace Spiders. I think I'm just going to make a 2/2 and pass here. With Bankbuster up. The spiders are annoying. Man, I'm really sad I used that Portable Hole the turn before I knew what I was playing against. But, whoa, Unlucky Witness. Okay. Interesting. These can only sack artifacts, right? Wow, weird. So, Unlucky Witness has to be sacked by Deadly Dispute. I don't know. Sideboard 4 needles, you remember that, yeah. A test in the board, yeah. So we're trying the test. Lands Tribe, yeah. Sure. So, I think I'm just gonna let this happen. They are down to 2 cards. Ugh. Okay. Let's get in there. Should I attack with everything? No. Oops! I did. I didn't mean to do that. I thought I clicked both to attack with them, but I clicked and then clicked again and it looks like it put it back. Wow, no blocks. They're going to play Meathook Massacre at some point here, and it's going to be a problem. We're desperately trying to find our Meathook first. I'm going to actually draw with Bankbuster main phase here. Oh my god! You gotta be kidding me. I could play Sorin. I am gonna play Sorin here. And I'm gonna plus him. Another land on the top. Holy cow. 4 lands. Okay. That is... all I needed was any, you know, removal spell or any Wrath. We have 6 Wraths in our deck now. Couldn't find one. Couldn't find any removal. Okay. Come on, Meathook. We need a Meathook before they do. If they find Meathook, we're in deep trouble. We might actually just be dead. They are digging. If they attack with everything, we might be dead. Yep. Okay. They have Meathook. They found it. Bad draws, man. Really bad. unlucky as well. You know, they played black red, and I was like, okay, what do we? Mardu something, but you never know what they could be playing, right? It could be vampires. They could be playing Valky and some kind of weird, more controlling version. Oh, nice. Oh, we're not dead. Okay. Do not care about Obnixilis. Believe it or not, I have a shit ton of things I can discard, so no big deal. Come on, Meat Hook. Yeah. Bye. Yep, guess what? I'll discard another land. Yep. Doomscar. Need to find a Meat Hook. What to do? Shadow's Verdict would be nice as well. I can't find that off Sorin. Let's go to combat. Okay. I'm attacking the token copy because it makes future copies of Obnixilis not good. He'll have to lose one of them. Because the token's not legendary, but... Okay, he's going to keep him alive, sure. So Kaito draw. Another Sorin. Sorin... I'm at 4. I'm not going to survive this turn if they get to untap here. Oh my god. Becky, look at her butt. Should I activate Bank Buster? I think I should just Wrath, right? Yeah. Deadly Dispute and Witness. God. Perfect 2 cards. A Deadly Dispute would do nothing by itself. I was like, yes, and then Witness. No. Yeah, we can keep discarding. Yep, don't care. Our Planeswalkers in play are enough to win this game. If I can ultimate Sorin, that's pretty good too, actually. Witness into Dispute. Mm-hmm. Did they... What is this? Okay. Oh, they can't play both. Right. I forgot how Witness works. Oh, nice. So they can Blood Tithe? I think... Did they play their land already? They can play one of these cards. Sure. Okay, land from their hand. This is close. I need to find a Meat Hook. Ooh, he's doing 1 damage to me here. Yikes. 2, 3. They can put me to 1. If I draw... No, I can't Disdainful this. I have a Negate main deck. Oh my god, another land. Okay, well... Yeah, we're not... Yeah, because they can only keep 3, right? Yeah, so we're not dead. You can make me lose my hand. All lands on top, huh? Rough. That is not going to do it. Sorin plus? Shit. Yeah, I needed to find a Meat Hook here. I have no way of gaining life. If I Lolth draw a card, then Kaito draw a card, I lose to Oni Cult. That is brutal. All because we played our Portable Hole one turn sooner. We had 2 more Portable Holes in the deck and other cards, but didn't draw them. But still, that early turn was bad. Oh, now I find the Portable Hole. Come on. Yeah. I'll let him do it. Yeah. Okay. Game 2. Don't feel like this is a bad matchup at all. They're going to make their deck worse by bringing in a bunch of duresses and stuff. And, we've got 3 Portable Hole against them. We've got action against them. We can exile Graveyards. I don't know if that matters. I like Graveyard Trespassers good. Fracture's obviously good. I don't think I'm going to play Strokes. They don't play anything that's that expensive. Same with Negate. We're not really... I mean, you're not catching a 2-drop with Negate like an Anvil. Let's just let the Anvils resolve. We'll kill them with this stuff. And I'll cut a Bankbuster here. Yeah, we'll keep in all the Wraths. Alright. Man, we have 6 Wraths in the deck. Just needed to find any Wrath in the last, 8 draws there, and I think 6 of them were land. It's brutal. Landlord, yeah, I wish. In real life, I would love to be. In Magic, I mean, I do like playing Control, so I do like lands. I like playing decks with a healthy amount of land. 25 to 27. But don't want to draw them all at once. That's all I ask. Okay, this is solid. We get to suspend Doomscar. I'm not going to use this Portable Hole unless I have to. We have multiple Wraths, so I'm not going to use the Portable Hole on creatures this game. But yeah, I think those kind of games. It's that's how the draws go. Not just with us drawing land, but also our opponent. Like we play the Portable Hole, and then they play not 1 but 2 Oni Cult Anvils. Having 2 Anvils going the whole game. I mean, despite that, we still had outs, but, they played 2 Anvils on turn 4, the turn after we did this, which, ugh. Now we know what we're playing against, though. So, it's funny, I mean, it's hard to know when matchups are good or bad. You really have to think of how the game's played out, and could you have drawn something? Was it just you didn't draw what you needed, or they drew perfectly, or, how did things line up? Just losing games or winning games doesn't mean anything. I could beat this deck and it doesn't mean I have a good matchup against it, you know what I mean? And vice versa. Like them beating me doesn't necessarily mean anything. It's like how do the games feel? Do you know what I mean? Do they feel like it's hopeless? Or like, that's why I like playing Control. I feel like it's very rare that I feel like it's completely hopeless. Certain stages of a game, sure, I'll be like, well, there's nothing I can draw now, But even having just cards like Farewell in the deck, or a Wrath or whatever, those kind of things, always give you outs. It doesn't matter how big your opponent's board is, you have outs, and you're not just dead. I like that. I hated playing aggro for that reason. I felt like a lot of games, you run out of gas, they stabilize, and you're just drawing off the top, and now they gain life, and you're just like, well... That's it. There's no point in playing this out. I'm at 20 life, but I scoop because it's hopeless at this point. Opponent really thinking about their keep there. Maybe they just had to go to the bathroom or something. Hey, buddy. That's a sweet animation. I like that. It looks at you. Breaks the 4th wall. It's cool. Nothing, there's nothing to interact with on the board, is there? Epicure, sure. Okay. Okay. We've got a hole for that. Verse. Okay. So we've got verse up here, but there's not a ton of stuff I can hit. I'm just hoping we get to 5 mana and they play Ob Nixilis and we get to Shadow's Verdict all the Obs away. Let's see. Okay. Pretty lucky. So opponent had basically the best draw that they can have, right? 1 drop into Oni Cult Anvil into Ob Nixilis. Let's see if it's enough. I just need to find 1 land here, really. I think I'll take it. Fracture. Fracture's not bad. It does kill one of these Obs. Let's kill the token copy. I do want a Verdict here, but need to find the land. Okay, I'm gonna Wrath, I think, next turn. Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep taking 2 here. Okay. Fuck. Come on, Kaito. Needed a land there, dude. What are you doing? I'm gonna toss the verse. Pretty lucky. Well, I guess we're gonna lose. I'm not finding the lands, so fuck, man, you gotta be kidding me. Unbelievable. So again, like, you know, look at this game and what happened here, right? So we kept a hand that was keepable. I don't think it was a great hand, but we could have got there. But they had the perfect curve out. Yeah, see, this still doesn't really matter. They can only keep 2 of these. And then we discard Portable Hole. And we take 2. And then we get to sweep it away. But I need to find a land. And it's a little late now, but yep. Fuck. This is ridiculous. Come on, man. Yeah, we lose. They should just activate their man land. I don't know what they're doing. So, like I said, both games I think opponent had to get very lucky there to beat us. They had to have a nut draw both times. They did. And then we also stumbled both games. We got flooded and then we got mana screwed. Oh well. I'll see you in round 2. Okay, that was for the YouTube channel. A PhD IPO. Is there no fuse on Mulligan? I think there is. If I take too long on Mulligan, I've had it happen before where I had to run and do something and came back, and then it just automatically, like I heard a fuse ticking down, and then it automatically mulliganed one of my cards. I had kept, and I was choosing which card to put on the bottom, and it just randomly chose one and forced me to start playing. So there is some kind of timer, but obviously you can't see it because it's behind this. I guess maybe if you do this, it'll show you. I'm not sure. We're in the dark here, and we have no black mana, so I'm mulliganing this. Jeez, rough draws this time. I think I'm going to put Bankbuster on the bottom. Kaito will be our card draw engine here. God, farewell, why do you keep showing up in my opening hand? First draw. I do not want you. Are you kidding me? Another one of these Oni cult? Oh, no, this is Grixis. Okay. Sure. So So no Oni cults out of the blue deck. It'll be like a bunch of random vampire, what are they called? Corpse appraisers, this kind of nonsense. Let's see here. Do I care about the token? I think I have to verse this, right? Yeah. Alright. Start doing your thing, K-Bone. I might draw discard here. I need to find a land, and I don't want Kaito to die to Voltage Surge. Make them sack their artifact to kill him. Hey, T-Steps, what's up? Hey, thanks, man. Thank you for popping in. I appreciate it. Why kill the low health one? Yeah, so the low health one is the token. That's why. The token copy is not legendary. That's very important. So as you saw later in the game, they played their second Ob Nixilis, and they couldn't keep 3 Ob Nixilises. They had to lose one of them. Because it's important to know, if you ever are choosing between the token copy and the regular one, remember, the regular one has legendary, so kill the token, and then if they play another one, they have to legend rule the first one or whatever, right? So, yeah, they upkeep kill my guy, sure. So I could play Sorin here and make a Vamp, but I think that's gotta be worse than just Wandering Emperor, right? I don't know. I do want to find a Wrath at some point here. Did they play main deck counter spells? I have no idea what this Vampires deck plays. But figured out a reason. Yeah, so that's why. I looked and I was like, yeah, the token version, if I can. It is weird. I mean, I expect it to draw land and Shadow's Verdict away the other one. But of course, if you're about to die to the other one, like if they're going to ultimate the other one, -7 or whatever it is, like depending on how much loyalty, then you just obviously attack the one that's bigger. But if they, come on. See, again, this is where Shadow's Verdict would be insane. Sure. Well, we can't let them untap with Kiki here. So we exile that. And take some more damage. And, yeah. Shadow's Verdict exiles Kaito. It exiles all the creatures. Exiles them from their yard. It's a very good Wrath right now. Obviously, just gets rid of all the Ob Nixilis tokens. And the Devils, if they make Devil tokens and all that stuff. Main deck Duress. Yikes. That card is... Seeing play... this is like the 4th match I've seen where, someone's playing main deck Duress in this Grixis. Did they just copy and paste these lists from the championship? I think that's what happened, right? That's what must be going on here. Should I plus Sorin? I think if I make a vampire, they're just going to kill it and then kill me, right? It doesn't matter. Either way, if they have a kill spell in their hand, they can attack and shoot Sorin. It's the same thing. So, Evelyn, yeah. So I think people are just copying and pasting these lists. Yeah, that's usually what I expect from Evelyn. They're copying and pasting these lists from a championship tournament that's very inbred. You have to be very careful. I love it when I see, like, you know, the way Magic, ever since they killed off the Pro Tour, and it's been these tiny, like, 32-player tournaments or whatever. I mean, this one was bigger, obviously, but some of those tournaments, I mean, those pros are making specific decks to beat that specific metagame. They know what the other teams are going to be bringing, or they have a very good idea. And it's just like, you know. Should I bother trading? I guess I will. Just because I want to gain the life. I could hit Kaito for 2. I don't really care. Let him play more stuff. Me trading off might make them think I don't have a Wrath here. That guy, yeah. So this Grixis deck, for example, this was one of the decks that, you know, didn't exist in Standard. Nobody ever plays this kind of stuff on the ladder or anything else. And then that one tournament, you know, a couple of people were playing this deck, and one of them made it to the top 8. So now you have people playing this deck with main deck Duress. I don't think you want to be playing main deck. Like, that's a very clearly metagame call that these pros made, right? Come on, man. My draws have been absolutely abysmal, to these games, so it's kind of just brutal. It's not a very good showing for the deck. Spell Pierce, sure. Like, main deck Spell Pierce, those kind of cards. Imagine if you're playing against mono white. You're just gonna get steamrolled if you're playing Duress and Spell Pierce and shit like that in the main, right? So those pros knew they weren't. The chance of other pro teams bringing decks like mono white are not very high, so, you know, they take a chance with playing stuff like that. But then the problem is people see that and then they copy and paste these lists. So unfortunately for me, Duress is pretty good against us. It's not insane, but it does work. And if they draw, you know, there's no way I can play around Spell Pierce out of the main deck. I have no idea what they're playing. It's unfortunate, but... So it looks like we're going to lose the game 1 here. We'll see if we can get them in game 2 and 3. But did they ultimate Kaito? What the hell? Okay. I've never seen anybody sacrifice their Kaito. Don't you want to draw 2 cards every turn? You're telling me putting this guy into play is better than drawing 2 a turn? What if I find another Wrath off the top here? Then they just have 3 cards in their hand. Okay, Fable, sure. Wow, weird. Anyway, I guess we lose. Let's go to the next game. So, let's see here. How good is Disdainful Stroke? I mean, they're playing 5 mana Evelyn, but that card's bad. I don't really care about that card. I think they're doing stuff in the graveyard, obviously, right? With Corpse Appraiser and Blood, whatever it's called, the 3 mana, or the 2 mana 2/1 with, or 2/2 with haste that, you know, you can kick it and cast stuff from your graveyard. I'm gonna try bringing in some Trespassers. How good is Go Blank? Soul Shatter eats the 5-drop. Sorin, I don't know. I think I'm gonna cut Sorin here. He always just makes a creature and then dies. Let's bring in Go Blank. Alright, try this. Anyway, it's interesting to see what people do when new deck lists come out. Everybody wants to try them, but I think a lot of people forget the pros are in a bubble. They're playing in a very inbred metagame. Well, let's see if we get mana screwed here. I think this is still a keep, but not amazing. Not amazing. I don't know what I would lead with on turn 3. Probably just Trespasser, but might be Kaito. We'll see. Okay, so we find our land. That's good. So I could Kaito plus, but let's just go Trespasser here. Forces them to 2-for-1 themselves to kill it. Doesn't die to Voltage Surge unless they sack an artifact. No plays. Okay, so it just becomes huge. We get to swing. Damage. Kaito. Wow. Yeah, guess that's too much. Graveyard Glutton. Doing work. Let's just run it back. Okay. I think it's a little premature. I mean, we're way ahead of them there, but I don't know what they could have had in their hand. I mean, no 2-drop, and then they played a tap land on turn 3. I don't know what kind of opening hand they kept. Maybe just all expensive stuff. Interesting. Okie dokie. Let's see if we can get game 3 here. And, yeah. Opponent went back to the drawing board there in the sideboard after they just scooped on turn 4 to, sorry, turn, 4 to Trespasser into Kaito. Okay. Well, at least we're on the draw this time, so I should be able to cast these 3 drops. Not amazing, though. Shit. That sucks. I want to play this on blue to leave up negate for their Fable on 3. No lands. I mean, I could suspend this, but I can't even cast it. I really need to play black, but this is crazy. I'm going to play blue here and negate this Fable that they're certainly going to play. Yeah. I could have played Bankbuster there too, but this is actually better. Fuck. Come on. God damn it. We're on the draw. We didn't... That's 3 draws. We've missed our land. Okay. They have no land drop. Ooh. Oh my god. You gotta be kidding me, right? I was gonna say, if we draw on a removal spell here, then maybe I get to kill their goblin, because they need this treasure badly, but we're just mana screwed. Brutal. Okay. That is a terrible setback. Now they get to not only ramp if they find a land drop, but they missed their land drop last turn, so now they really needed this treasure. We're letting them get out of this. That is so annoying. Okay. So what do we do here? I can't Emperor, obviously, with this tap land. If I play Trespasser, I think I'm tempted to Doomscar. Trespasser doesn't do a great job here of... Yeah, I'm going to do this and pass. Trespasser does not do a great job of blocking. I mean, all he does is keep back the 2/2. Plus, we are going to Doomscar, obviously, now with Reflection in place, so... yep, take our lumps. Next turn, if we draw an untapped land, we can Doomscar plus Bankbuster. There we go. Definitely playing this on white. And Wrath. Can even play around your Spell Pierce. Oh. Opponent's in the tank. Do you have a counter or you don't? What's it gonna be? Okay. You have a counter. So let me think here. Yeah. There's no card I could draw, because I'll get the treasure. Let's just decline. You got me. Alright. Make disappear. Sure. I guess that's... Is that a sideboard card? It must be, right? Lucky for them, they got a few hits in with this goblin, because they've missed all their land drops. So now they've got a bunch of treasure to cast their spells with. Sag. I think we're still okay here, but... We're falling farther and farther behind. God, man. Yep. Do not really care about this. Two lands in the yard. Yep. Sure. Okay. No, Kaito. No, bad Kaito. 1, 2, I could Lolth here. That doesn't do anything. He's gonna copy Corpse Appraiser, right? Oh, this is fucking brutal for us. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, if I activate Bankbuster, get the treasure. I could Meat Hook if I find one. Yeah, I'm gonna do this now. Okay, pass. End step, he's going to copy my guy. Or copy his guy, I mean. I'm actually going to flash in Emperor, because we're going to have to discard anyway. And I'm going to exile the Kiki Jiki. Okay. Gets his copy here. Exiling stuff. Has to exile he exiles any card, right? Oh, creature card, okay. Keeps having to exile his own creatures. Emperor's gonna die, but I don't really give a shit. Yeah, we both have a ton of cards in our hand, so... Ray of Enfeeblement? See, this is what I think a lot of opponents do this too. They sideboard incorrectly against you because they think you're the Rafine deck. Do they still think I'm the Rafine deck? Surely not, right? Haven't played any 2-drops against them, or Rafine. But no Wraths. We just found the one Doomscar, and they had a random counter spell, so needed to find a Wrath sooner. That's why we play 6 of them. But did not find one. I think we might lose. Sure. Land is not gonna cut it. So I could go Graveyard Trespasser plus Lolth. 3, 7, 8 mana. 5. Yeah, I'm gonna go Graveyard Trespasser Lolth here. Let's see what my opponent does. Let's exile the underdog. Or should I flip in Emperor? It's actually close. Yeah, I'm gonna wait here. I think if I go for Lulth, they probably have another counter spell. They're playing all these weird, you know, spell pierce type counter spells, right? Okay. A random 2/5. Another Ray of Enfeeblement, sure. Yikes. Feels bad. Evelyn sucks, right? This is why this vampire deck doesn't see any play. I mean, this is the best you can do on turn 5. A 2/5 that gets a land and something else usually. All right, let's see what they got. Could flip in Emperor and exile this guy. Did my opponent not see the crew? Okay. Gain some life. Sure. Fable's fine. 3 cards in their hand, huh? What to do? What to do? 3, 4, 5. I want to go Lulth plus on a spider. Do they have any creatures in their yard? No, right? Yeah. So I don't think I'm going to attack here. I could Kaito? That's tough, actually. I'm at 10. I think I'm going to Lulth. Let's see if this resolves. It does. Could Bank Bust and then draw a card off Bank Buster or go blank. They don't really have much in their yard though, right? Yeah, I'm gonna Bank Bust here. See what they do. They've got 3 mana on my end step. Sure. Kill Lolth. They can discard some cards here. Land Duress. Draw 2. Close game. I think they're clawing. They're desperately clawing to stay in this game. They have no pressure now where we have so many blockers. Sorin's pretty good. I think we can kill Sorin though. Oh, make a vampire, get 2 lands. Got me. Yeah, I was saying this before. I think we lost to this deck in one of the last event, and they Evelyned, and every single time they had Evelyn, it was just hitting a spell, and then we drew like 3 lands, and they would Evelyn and hit a spell, and then we drew 3 lands. I think you have to get very unlucky to lose to this card. Usually this is the kind of thing that's happening. My opponent's probably saying that, you know, right now to themselves how unlucky they're getting, but I think you don't realize how, you know, it's just like that other black-blue instant. Okay, so they're making mana here. What do they have planned with this? Meat Hook, maybe? They have Ray of Enfeeblement up. Yeah, block like this. Let Wandering Emperor die. Could have crewed Bankbuster as well, but... yeah. Really? Oh, wow. Okay. Discard a card and everything? Huh. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I think we'll be okay here. Get to kill Sorin now. Draw an extra card. Ah, Meat Hook. Excellent. My turn. Swing. Uh-oh, they have something? Ooh, the last card in their hand, a Braid. Got me. 1, 2, so I can Meat Hook everything away here. I probably should, right? Okay. It sucks, because they have Fable. I want to get the Fable as well, but oh well. Yep, they're top decking. This is close. I don't know. There are different lines I think I could have taken this game. I think I might have screwed it up there at the end. I should have tapped to crew Bankbuster and blocked with Bankbuster instead of risking, you know, my other cards. Because I knew they had Ray. I didn't know they had a Braid, but I knew they could Ray one of my guys if I double block there or whatever. So I could have played that better, I think, that last turn. I think I might have lost the game by not thinking about that more. They have a card in their hand, sure. So let's draw with Bankbuster first. Fuck's sakes. Just drawing garbage here. It's pretty brutal. Yep. Yeah, I think we might die now. Reflection is very good. They're going to get to copy... I would copy Hive of the Eye Tyrant if I was them, but what do I know? Oh, and they top deck Corpse Appraiser. Uh-huh. Yeah. So, I think I made a little bit of a mistake there, that one turn where I could have blocked with Bankbuster instead of, like, my 3/3 or whatever. But opponents still had to get kind of lucky here off the top, and they did. So I think we lose. Yep. Why wouldn't they copy? Oh my god, I don't know what they're thinking here. They're trying to get greedy and go for the big. Sure. Nice draws. And we're drawing nothing. Trying to go for the big copy, do all the copies, but sadly, we can't interfere with them here. So I get to kill Sorin? Is that what you're saying? Nice. Okay. Kaito? Rough. Draws. 2, 4, 6 mana. So let's go Bank Buster here. Bank Buster blocks. End the turn. They're going to go for the copy. I get to kill the Kiki Jiki. Yeah. Okay, lose 2, gain 1. They get a copy. Thing dies. Nice. Gain another life. Okay. Swinging at me with everything, I presume. Lovely. I am going to crew and block. Sure. So, if they have a removal spell off the top, then congratulations. They've been drawing ridiculous. They scoop? Wow. Okay. We won. I don't know why my opponent scooped there. That was very bizarre. But see you in the next round. All right, welcome for the next round. Just talking about how you shouldn't scoop too early, because even if it seems hopeless, like you know, surely there are cards in your deck. Think about all the cards you could possibly draw and play to those outs, right? This is greedy. I think I have to mulligan this. Okay, I can keep this. It's a similar hand. 2 mana, Bank Buster on the draw with a Vanishing Verse. The last hand, we didn't have black mana, though. Oh my god, the Farewell. Embarrassingly. Always off the top on draw 1. Or in our opener. Should I just verse this thing? Yeah. Because they're gonna play Rafine here and start doing the thing. Really need a land. Yep, so the Esper mid-range deck, you got it. Yes. Let's go black. And K-Bone. So I could just plus Kaito here. It's close. But I'll do this. Black and white plains. Wow, okay. Fine with that. Valky. Feast your eyes upon...
My barren wastes, Valky. Take that.
That's one of the best parts about playing control decks is you don't play creatures if you can, main deck. And then all their removal is dead. So they have 2 cards left to my 6. I guess 5. We'll toss this. God. Except I'm not finding land here. Yep. This is not good. Okay. Kaito down, sadly. Not much we can do about that. That's the best thing they've got? Wow. So their 2 cards are probably, yeah, Vanishing Verse, Infernal Grass, some kind of removal spells that are just dead right now. Ugh. This is good for us. At least we know they have nothing in their hand. But we need to find lands, otherwise we're going to lose this game. It's okay, though, I think. If we find a land this turn, I'll go Bank Buster, draw off Bank Buster. Portable Hole's decent. Yeah, let's just do this. And we'll put Valky in the hole. Alright. That's the turn. No land still. God, little fruit fly buzzing around here. Fable, sure. So this is Mardu? I thought I was playing against Esper. This is another Mardu deck. Right. Land? Nice. Leave up negate here, I guess, but one turn too late. It's kind of annoying. So what do we do next turn? I'm going to wait on this meat hook until Fable flips. Yeah. Yep, exiling doesn't matter at all for us. They have one card in their hand. I just need to find an answer. What the hell? Okay, some random rogue deck here. Man. Mana Screw this game is gonna kill us probably. Okay, so they get to flip Mirror Breaker. I lolth. I'm at 7. I don't have a choice here, right? Has to be this. And they're in top deck mode. So if they just draw a land or two in the top 3 draws, we should be able to get out of this. Yep. So this is a good sign. This probably means they have nothing. They can copy their reflection. Sorry, copy their hive here, right? And then I eat one of them. Yeah, I mean, it's still Lolth. Alright. Land. Yup. Go for it. No copy? Oh. Wow. Okay. Blocks? Why wouldn't they at least make a copy and kill Lolth or hit me for 3? What are they doing with Kiki here? Wow, Amaria's Call was pretty good. Can't cast it, though. Okay, let's draw off Bankbuster here. Emperor's very nice. Oh, I really want to play Amaria's Call here untapped, but that puts us to 4 life. Because I want to play Emperor, right? Oops, should have saved my land. Could leave up negate. I can Kaito make a 1/1 blocker. But if they go like Valky, they have 7 mana. Like, I'm worried they're gonna hardcast Valky or something. Am I crazy? Okay, I'm gonna go Kaito. Kaito 1/1. Alright. Reflection just chilling. Nice. Alright. Control is always fun because you win on like 5 life and your opponent has 20. It's fantastic. So, what do we bring in here? What did I see? I saw a white 3/3 that goes into the dungeon. I don't think I care about that. What else did they have? Luminarch Aspirant. Yeah, so I should bring in the Verses probably. Oops. Tenacious Underdog. So I like Trespasser. I could bring in something like this. I'm going to take out Disdainful Strokes. They do have Valky, but I think we can beat it. Soul Shatter's not amazing. It does kill Valkyries and stuff like that, though. Negates. I don't know. I think I'm gonna ditch Negate as well. And bring in Ray. Cut a Bank Buster. Cut a Sorin there. 3 Rays. That'll be enough. I only scoop if I know for a fact I'm dead. Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah, I'm the same way. Like, I have to... Not only... Like, I have to be dead, like, on board. I also need to know that there's no outs that I could possibly draw. Jeez, this is a little slow. Gonna have to send that back. Okay. Well, sorry about that. I don't know what happened there, everybody, but that was round 3. We're 2-1 now, I guess. Opponent did not want to play against me. See you in the next round. Welcome, everybody, to round 4. Let's see if we can get this 4-1. We are 2-1 right now. Back to Basics is our opponent's name. Excellent. Love that card. Yeah, this is good. Vanishing Verse into Kaito. Verse, not a guaranteed useful card these days, though. Oh, I guess we can't Verse on 2 here, but damn. Yeah, that's annoying, actually. Now we're a turn behind. Tap lands. Another Grixis deck. Ooh, that's a wild-looking mountain. Holy crap, I've never seen that one before. Cool. Okay, well, now we could Kaito. They're playing Grixis, almost certainly, here. I could suspend Doomscar. But I think I'm just gonna Kaito, right? Yeah. And then we've got Sorin next turn. Aggressive. Playing out the naked adversary. No black. Is this red-blue vampires? Whoa. Okay. Sure. Opponent's desperately trying to kill me here. Okay, well, let's plus Kaito first. Lolth is a little expensive. Actually, you know what? I think it's Sorin here, honestly. Let's go another white. Do I Wandering Emperor now in case they're playing counter magic is my concern. I think I'm actually just gonna, yeah, foretell this, leave a Vanishing Verse. Let's do that. If they kill Kaito, that's actually not a big deal. Sure. Oh, greedy. So greedy. They only attack Kaito with one of their guys, so we get to kill one. Maybe they have a counter spell, in which case we get to resolve Wrath. Oh, main deck negate. Holy crap. Okay. So, I've never seen a blue-red vampires deck before, but here we are. Okay. I could have played Lolth. Oh, actually, no. Tapland means I couldn't. I'm going to play Lolth after the Wrath here. Wandering Mind, yep. Expressive Iteration. Okay. Do they have a land? Ooh, Tapland. Get our Lolth going. Interesting deck. A blue-red spells deck. It looks like. Roadside Reliquary not looking good. They must have artifacts and enchantments in there if we're playing this, but with all the spells, you're playing this. This wants, oh, non-creature, non-land. Yeah, so this actually works with artifacts and enchantments. Okay. I just figured with this they'd want to have a ton of instants and sorceries, but some conflicting things going on here. Iteration seems good. Did they play their land? No. Never, never play your land before you iterate, of course. Everybody knows that, right? Another one. Dragon's Fire. I get to get a free card off Lolth, though. Actually, let me think here. I can attack with both my guys. I can meat hook for 1. Lolth goes back up to 3. And then I make 2 more guys. And... oh, but then I can't Emperor. Huh. They're going to kill Lolth with Dragon's Fire. Do I want to draw a card with it? Yeah, let's attack. Lolth triggers. Now, do I make spiders here? It's actually close. Or do I draw a card? I haven't played my land yet, have I? No. I want to make 2 more spiders. Yeah. Let's do this. Opponent's Dragonfire much worse against 2 bodies than it is against just shoot Lolth, right? Ooh, Goldspan. Okay. Good that I did what I did here. Oh, do they have a combat trick? Yeah. Use your mana. This is spells, right? Spell, yeah. So Wandering Emperor can exile Goldspan and they can't counter it. Yep. They don't have any man lands. Oh, Soul Shatter. Well, Soul Shatter's a little late to the party, sadly. Okay, weird deck. So blue-red spells, they're playing Goldspans, Dragon's Fire. Huh. Interesting. Sure. Cast a removal spell? Expressive Iteration. Cool. Pretty good. I think this card is very clunky. You gotta pay 5 mana, and it has to survive, right? Exile that many cards, play the copies. Then... yeah, actually the adversary doesn't need to be in play, right? Huh? Why would they use a spell? They could have just killed my guy. Weird. Could Takenuma back the Lolth? It's tempting. Or if I play it as a land, I can double spell. They do have 4 cards, so I'm tempted to double spell. I want to kill Goldspan, right? Yeah, we'll find another Lolth here, I think. Or another, yeah. Another threat like that. We have 2 more Lolths. We have a Sorin. 2 more Emperors. Yep. Alright, see what they do. Could still play Goldspan here. Let's go for Emperor. See what happens. Okay. Okay. Sure. Weird that that would still be in their hand, but lucky. They got to use it. Let's draw a card. God damn it. I need to save this kind of thing for Goldspan, but... let's get this out of their hand. Sure, Wandering Mind. Around and around we go. Fable. Nice. Okay. That's one of the enchantments they're playing for Roadside Reliquary. Okay, that was a good draw. Could use a Planeswalker. Can't cast that one. Well, we're going to be taking a bunch of damage here, so I think we lose this game, but good to know. Now we know we're playing against some random rogue deck. So I'm trying to think of what I should bring in against this deck. Obviously, counter magic's good. Did I end up putting a Test of Talents in my yard? Oh, in my sideboard? I don't think I did. Did I? Pass. Oh, treasure is their artifact? Okay, cool. Yeah. Sure. Still not dead. Okay, so let's activate, leaving up white. Yep. Yeesh. Okay. Bounce gold span? Okay. So I'm not dead. Okay. Put a 1. Ugh, come on. Well, now I am dead. Okay. Game 2. Let's see here. Back to basics, playing the blue-red spells deck, huh? Stroke is probably good. I'll bring in Test. I'm only going to leave in the removal that also kills Goldspan. Could bring in some graveyard hate. Especially if the vampire they're playing, stuff like that. Question is, which type of graveyard hate should I bring in? I kind of like Graveyard Trespasser, actually. Because Graveyard Trespasser putting a clock on them, none of their removal is a board wipe. And this guy's just always good against decks like that. 4 Disdainful Stroke might be a bit much. I'm not going to lie. I mean, I want to counter Goldspan, but after that, what am I countering? I don't know what they bring in out of the sideboard. Maybe they bring in some more big boom booms. I'm going to cut Shadow's Verdict as well. It doesn't exile the Doom Scars. Or, Jesus. I keep looking at the next card and saying the name. It doesn't exile the Goldspans. Doomscar does destroy Goldspan. So I think I can keep it like this. Yeah, I think Farewell's still fine. Exiling the Graveyard's relevant. I kind of want to side in Go Blank, but Soul Shatter's good, Kaito's good, Bankbuster, all these things. Verse is good. Yeah, let's run it like this. Alright, see if we can get our opponent in game 2 and 3 here. Playing land before iteration, I know. Yep, you learned very quickly not to do that. Yeah, exactly. It was rough, yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what it is, God Prince. You do it and then you just feel so dumb. You're like, why did I... Like, you just are in that habit of, just playing a land when you start your turn or whatever. It was like, I think what really put that kind of thing, my habits into perspective for me, was Avacyn Restored. That set came out, and that set debuted a new mechanic called Miracle, which I'm sure many of you know. Miracles, every time, like, if you're holding a deck of cards, here, every time you draw your card, it's so easy to just go whoop and put it in your hand, like you'd combine it with the rest of your hand, and then you're like, oh, wait, I just drew that. No, as soon as that card touches your hand, that's it. It's done. So Miracles was the set where everybody would go, draw. Like, you'd flip it, and you'd look at it, and then you'd either put it in your hand, or you'd flip it and cast it as Miracle, right? But it took a while for people to do that. And then, like, you realize everybody should be doing that all the time. Like, if I ever play Commander, if I ever play anything, every draw, I look at the top of my deck, and then I put it in my hand. I'm not even playing any Miracles cards in my deck. But I know if there's any other players at the table who are astute, they will pick up on that, and they will hold on, let me think about this. I think I am going to minus here. And they will assume that I have miracle cards. You know what I mean? It was so funny when, and it still happened even after the format was like, you know, a month old. People would play a card and they're so excited to see what that next card is. They just reflexively just draw it and put it in their hand. And look at this again, the same draw as last game. Adversary, huh? Okay. Could use some meat hooks. Okay, drawing like arse here. 4 mana. Yeah, let's just do this. Pretty brutal. We're gonna lose our Kaito here because they had random 2/2 hasters. Ooh, going for the throat. It's aggressive. Okay. That's why they did that. Sounds good. Draw. Okay. Oh, you know what? I should have done this on my turn. I'm an idiot. Why did I let them untap here? It's kind of dumb, but okay. They could have like Jawari Disruption or something. That would be brutal if that happened. Okay, so they're missing land drops. They were all in on trying to kill me here, so they expressive iteration, they find another land. Only 1 blue though currently. So maybe I should take this opportunity to resolve the Emperor. I actually think I will. Leaving up Disdainful Stroke here. And not letting her get caught by counter magic. Sure. We still have a 2/2 in play, so I'm fine with that. Expressive iteration. We need to draw no more lands, please. That would be lovely. So we have 3 white. I think I'm going to go white here and then probably black. Okay. This is way too many lands. Way too many lands. God damn it. Oh well. Go for that gold span, buddy. Okay. Oh my god. Not drawing very well, sadly. Sure, let's play this on blue. Dare I soul shatter this? Fuck me. They could just kill my man land here, but what am I gonna do? Alright. Blocks? To any target, 1 damage each. Okay. So, is he targeting me with the 2 damage? Non-artifact creature, okay. Sure. No, he's targeting my 2/2. Okay. Wow. Yep. Yeah, I needed to find a meat hooker, one of those rats earlier. Deal with the little dudes. Are they playing Memory Deluge? Oh my god. Maybe that's a sideboard card. Oh, 3rd iteration. God. We're drawing a bunch of lands, and yeah. Once they drew out of it, they drew a bunch of card draw spells. That is devastating for us. And more lands. not think I'm gonna win this. Yep. Darn. GG. Okay, we take a loss there. Let's see if we can get the 3 and 2. See you in the next round. Okay, here we are in the next round, last round. See if we can get a positive record of 3 and 2 here. Oh God. I guess I am keeping this. I don't know. Some of these changes, like, I keep drawing farewell in my opening hand or in the first draw of the game. And it's always, like, pissing me off. I don't know why. It's, oh, is this... Okay, so maybe this is Jeskai? I don't know why it's being so shitty these days. It's just... It's good out of the sideboard, but then... It's in my opener in game 1 every single match. So, blue-red... Did I just play against this person? This guy almost has the same name, guy or girl. As the person I just played against. Okay, we can minus... So we're playing against, maybe Jeskai here? I think it's probably Jeskai with spike field hazards and stuff. Who knows? Our last opponent was blue-red vampire nonsense. I don't even know what they were playing. Wow. Okay, I'll draw. Interesting. I figured my opponent would kill my Kaito. That's why I drew before attacking, but... Are they laughing now? Like, ha! Got him. He had to loot and not draw a card. Ooh, that's pretty good. Yep, so it's the... It's the Storm version. Trying to play all the spells. So, would love to find a Disdainful Stroke, at some point. This is the match we're playing them in the main deck for, usually. They are good against a lot of other decks, like, you know, Chariot getting countered and random big stuff. You'll play against Titan and stuff like that sometimes, out of Jund. But this is one of our worst matchups. I would say the worst matchup, but haven't had a chance to play it with the changes that we've made. So this is the first time that I'm playing it with main deck Disdainful Stroke and Soul Shatter. Okay, sadly no Emperor, because I'm drawing... Oh, God. Yeah, right on time. Loots. Pass. Emperor. Don't expect this to resolve, but we'll see. Did I miss a land drop? I'm not even sure. Kill my planeswalkers? Galvanic Iteration. It's like I'm back 9 months ago playing you know what? I'm gonna let all this resolve. Playing the Algorand's Epiphany deck. We've come full circle. Yep. So... My turn? Okay. They have to discard a card. Okay. Almost certainly going to get the house burned down here on their main phase, but not much I can do about that. Need to find a Disdainful Stroke. Draw. Nope. Okay. draw. Gotta kill Goldie. What? I don't know what's going on over there. Why wouldn't they do something that turn? It's very weird. They don't have a gold span in all those cards? Sure. I think we might die. This version isn't playing white. So what am I playing against right now? Maybe this is like Hullbreaker horror or something. I don't know. Very weird. I'm waiting to see... I'm sure they play Goldspan. But what else? There must be... They're playing Galvanic Iteration. So they've got to be playing the Time Walk. But they're not playing white, so it's not the combo version. I have no idea what's going on. Okay. Past you. Big score for with no copies. They could have copied multiple times. I don't know what's going on. Okay. Let's see what they do. God, this matchup is boring as hell, though, right? It's like playing against any combo deck. The Storm decks are usually very combo-ish, right? Well, at least the Jeskai ones. I don't know what my opponent's doing, but when they're doing all this kind of stuff, there's a lot of card draw, filtering. So your opponent's just sitting there watching you, the whole time. Here we go. So Time Walk, take 3 turns or something. Wow. I can't believe this is still a thing that is viable in Standard. Because the Time Walk is so bad. 3 copies. Got it. Ah, it's a mill deck. That's hilarious. Sure. Got me. Let's let it happen. Wow. So, like, I guess there's a mill deck. So I don't know. Usually these events are serious decks, but the last event and this event that we played today, there's been some meme decks. Holy crap! This is one of them. The mill deck got me. I don't know. What are we siding against this? Test of Talents. Take Tasha's Hideous Laughter. Win the game. Tasha's is 3 mana, so I can't counter it with Stroke. I mean, Archon's obviously pretty good against them, I think. Go Blank's gonna be good. I'll even bring in this. Okay, Portable Hole comes out. Meat Hooks come out. Wrath comes out. Farewell. Farewell does exile the graveyard, but that's expensive. 6 mana exile the graveyard. We do have outs to Dragon already. We have a bunch of removal spells for Dragon. And this is 58. So what do I bring in? This does counter the card draw. 4 Disdainful Stroke. Ugh. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I guess so. Jeez, the mill deck. I was like, he's gonna take a bunch of turns and try and kill me with gold span, I guess? Nope. Milling him out. I mean, that's awesome. You get an A for effort, but it's not a deck, right? I mean, that deck just gets smashed by every other mid-range deck in the whole standard format, and whatever aggro decks. Here we are with a 1-lander, mulling to 6. I guess I will keep this. Sure. Not amazing. Do I run this on white or blue? Oh, well, white. Alright. Need to find a land. Gonna start graveyard. Shit. Oh my god, not like this. Come on. We're gonna let this mill deck beat us? Embarrassing. I mean, granted, the mill deck, you know, if you're like, we have no sideboard against it or anything, right? So we're not even playing negate. Or we have one main deck negate. But, so it benefits from the fact that nobody is ready for it, but yeah, that only works once. Oh, thank God. Yeah, let's get this guy going. Because they hardly ever want to do anything on their turn, so this guy ends up flipping very quickly, and I am going to crew. And crash. Okay. Yeah, burn down the house is their only real effective answer to graveyard. There's the flip. What am I gonna do here? I have a tapped land. I mean, yeah, we're just gonna swing. Can't exile anything. And I could play Archon here. I'm just gonna leave up Stroke. Because I bet you they're gonna go for a card draw spell here. They're gonna have to discard to cast it. Yeah, counter. Flame Blessed Bolt, huh? Yeah, whenever you get to counter a 4-mana draw spell, it's pretty good. Because these 4-mana draw spells, they forces my opponent to discard to cast it. Ooh, goes for the main phase one. Hey, what's up? Oh yeah, a lot of different games. Tomorrow is Casino Day, so some of those games aren't live right now. Roulette, Slots, and Gamble are not live, but tomorrow they will be. So what can I do here? He's got 3 mana up. Yeah, let's just swing. Exile some stuff. Well, this is rough, but I am going to have to draw a main phase here to try and find a land. And then, oh my god. Well, we have negate, but, oh, brutal. Missing land drops here. Okay, well, let's see if Graveyard Glutton can go the distance. Opponent's got 3 mana. If they 2-for-1 themselves to try and kill this guy and I get to negate it, oh boy. That's a blowout. Come on, dude. What are you doing? Wow. Make them discard. And do I negate this? Is that crazy? I'm gonna negate it. Nice. Get a little 2-for-1 there. I mean, the card they discarded was Galvanic Iteration, so it's pretty good. But if they're using that kind of effect on this guy, it means they don't have an answer to him. Maybe they draw Burn Down the House here or something. Either way, this guy's eaten up a bunch of their cards already. Lear, nice. 2-for-1 yourself again. I am fine with that. I'm gonna Soul Shatter Lear, or actually probably just Vanishing Verse Lear. What is... Oh, he's trying to flip it back? Oh my god, that's the play? Okay. That's funny. Alright, let's draw. I need to find a land here. This is ridiculous. Come on, dude. Alright, Vanish Leer. God damn it. So they can fade here. They can save Leer. Yep. Maybe I shouldn't have activated Bankbuster. But get rid of this. Oh, I needed to find a land there to have up some counter magic here, but I still couldn't find a land off Bankbuster. God, so annoying. So, are they the mill deck in game 1, and then they transform into, you know, I don't even know what, control deck or something? Oh no, they're still milling. Okay. Just praying that they can get there, I guess. I have no idea. Interesting. If you attack before using the Vanishing Verse, you can exile the Fading Hope. Oh, good call. I could have done that. Oh my god, you're right. MW, you're absolutely right. Yeah, I should have done that. And then before blocks, yeah, just exile Vanishing Verse the Leer at that point. I mean, exiling the Fading Hope... Yeah, I wonder what they would have done there. They probably would have let it happen, right? Yeah. Good call. Thank you. I should remember that. I don't play with Graveyard Trespasser often, but it is very good. It does a lot of little corner case things that are really good. Obviously, it's good against graveyard-based decks, but yeah, I forget things like that. Or even just remembering how much damage you can do to them over the next turn or 2 turns, but factoring in his exile, like exiling even something from your own yard to drain them a little bit more, or that's the more obvious stuff, I think, but... in that case, yeah, with Leer in play, I should have thought about doing shenanigans to his graveyard there. My bad. God, same thing again. I can't keep this, right? I mean, we're on the draw, but Archons are 3. Okay. This is not bad. I think I'm gonna ditch Emperor. Okay, well, we're on the draw. We can, the mulligan doesn't hurt us that badly. Go blank should be good against them. If I can resolve it. And there's a Trespasser. Nice. Trespasser just also getting around Disdainful Stroke, Negate, like a lot of the commonly played... counter magic. But any decks that don't have sweepers, I mean, he's just a guaranteed 2-for-1 clock. They have to 2-for-1 them to kill him. Okay, so here they could Jwari Disruption or something, so I think I'm just gonna chill. Let's play this on blue. And then we can play the other one on black. And let's pass here. Leave up Stroke for their go big or big score or whatever it's called. Same thing here. If they go for the big score, we're going to counter it. Or windfall, whatever. Yeah. Them having to discard to do that is devastating, right? Iteration, good. Okay, now I'm definitely going to slam Trespasser. I could have done it last turn, but I wanted to get their 4-mana card draw. / ramp. Ooh, good. No counter magic up. Maybe I should go blank here, actually. Why is it... Oh, okay, never mind. Let's go white. Trespasser or go blank? Go blank is very good against them here. I think I'm going to go blank, actually. Leaving them with 1 card in their hand sucks, but they're going to draw next turn, and then I go blank again, and then Trespasser after I go blank. Next turn I can double spell, right? So I could Trespasser here, but it's not doing a ton. There goes a Laughter and a Leer. Leaving them with 1 card, Goldspan, I presume? Or what? Or a card draw spell, maybe. Nice. So they can loot here, but Let me think. I'd actually rather them counter this if they do have a counter. Let's see if they have it. No? Okay. Maybe not. I don't know. Oh, the test. Okay. Well, we don't have any more of those go blanks, so... Yeah, Test of Talents. Graveyard Glutton getting around all that. So now they have one card in their hand. They get to see our Emperor, but that's fine. And we'll save Takenuma for bringing back a Planeswalker. And they have to get lucky. They basically have to draw very well off the top. Yep, Celeste is doing its thing, though. That helps. Fading Hope. But this Trespasser means they have to basically discard their hand to get it off the board. They need to burn down the house. That's really all that does it, right? Yeah, they know I have Emperor. Main phase, big score, yep. Discarding Mountain, okay. Makes sense, they don't want Trespasser to flip. Land, so they have one card in their hand. Okay. Emperor. Swing. Let's get rid of this. Yeah, I don't want them to draw Lear off the top and play like big score out of the yard. That would be bad. Okay, not a low life total. We've got a lot of work to do, but I am going to pass to their turn. Flip my guy. They loot. And we've got Emperor coming down. Whoa. Invoke Calamity. Okay. To cast the Laughter out of the yard, I guess? Interesting. Sure. Discarding land. Drawing 2 more cards. Sure. Yeah, they have a lot of card draw. They're lucky. They're finding it on the top, but they're playing 8 of these, I presume, right? Yeah, I don't know. You just have to pray you're faster than they are with this kind of deck, right? And I don't know if they are. I'm gonna flip in Emperor here. Okay. They play the land. They can't, yeah. Let's get rid of some of this stuff. Maybe Invoke. Okay, do some damage. Kaito draw. Not what I wanted to see, but okay. And the turn. Got Emperor up. And I don't know if they're gonna pray to mill us out here. We've got 45 cards in our deck. I guess if they have enough mana, maybe they do a huge Tasha's Hideous Laughter. We only found 1 Disdainful Stroke out of all of our counter magic. I need to find another counter spell, but it's a good matchup, the mill deck. They're better against the creature deck, you think so? Wow, I'm surprised. I thought like decks like Mono White would just steamroll them, right? With Thalia and with, you know, Elite Spellbinder and Redain and all that kind of stuff. Like, I don't know how they ever get away with casting 4. Like, on turn 4, your Wrath is 5 mana, Burn Down the House is 5 mana. You've got little spot removal leading up to, you know, turn 4 card draw. Taking turn 4 off just, I don't know. Other people are putting Chariots into play, or multiple copies of Ob Nixilis before then, or, you know, I wonder. I know they play a bunch of removal, but it seems really slow. I don't know. But you think they're worse against control decks that probably play Duress and a bunch of counter spells. We don't play that many, but yeah. Mono White can't deal with Lear. Interesting. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. When Lear costs like 7 mana because of Redain, or no, Redain's only non-creature spells, that's right. Because of his Elite Spellbinder or something. But yeah, if they resolve it, yeah, if you resolve it against them, I can see it being good. Oh, are they going to go for it? The mill? No. Okay, double big score. Tossing Burn down the house. Okay. This is definitely going to flip my Glutton back. Don't really want to attack Enuma or Wandering Emperor, so let's go to our turn. They're looting. God. Those blue-red decks have such velocity, it's crazy. I'm just going to make a Samurai. I don't know, maybe I should have done that last turn. I was expecting to get my house burned down. What do I exile here? They do have a Galvanic in there, don't they? Or did they flash it back? Oh, never mind. I guess we can get this out of here. Alright. Get the Trespasser to 5? Really? To potentially play around Burn? I flash it another, get it to 6? Yeah, I could do that. Ooh, Test of Talents was an excellent draw. Yeah, let's end the turn. Yeah, that's a good point. I could have done that. We are going to flip here. Yeah, they could flip it back at will, though. Now that I drew the counter magic, obviously, it's kind of a moot point, but I see your point. Yeah, I could have done that. Yeah, it's weird. Maybe I should have kept plussing. I just wonder what their outs are here. It's got to be Burn. But then they didn't. They tossed out a Burn down the house last turn. There's Burn down the house. So I wonder if I'll be able to test this. Let's see. Yeah, but your line would have been good here because they did find another Burn down the house and they're going to go for it. And I would have been able to save the Glutton. Yeah. Big score. Okay. They're counting. Lots and lots of math. And variance. When you're drawing like this many cards, it's like you draw things in the right order, it's great. But they have so much card draw. They're finding their whatever they need usually pretty quickly. So I could test this, but I think I need to test the Burn down the house, so sure. I think they're just desperately looking for counter magic, right? Let's see. Does that resolve? I'd be surprised if it does. I imagine they're siding in a bunch of counter magic. We saw Test of Talents already. But I haven't seen... Yeah, I'm sure there's negates and stuff. No! We got them. What's in their hand? Burn down the house. Invoke. Burn. 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 Okay, so they've Invoke, Galvanic. They get to redraw here. Kind of annoying. But, so 5, 6, 7. Okay, that guy's going to flip. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10, 11. Oof. I could flick... Wedding Announcement is so good against it. Against Burn Down the House, you mean? If they don't give any, they could have played around it. Yeah, that's true. But they thought it was going to resolve. They had another one in their hand. Okay, I could go for Wandering Emperor, make a token here, but I can actually only do 11 to them. Do they have... They have no creatures in the yard. Yeah, I can't do that last point, can I? Damn it. Okay. Oh, they're going to gain a life from this, too, so that wouldn't work, yeah. Because I could flip in Emperor, make another 2/2. That's 4, 6, 8, 10. I can plus the Emperor, of course, on my turn. That's 11. They had 12, but then they gained that extra life, yeah. Ooh, Stroke was a good draw. Okay, I like your idea here. Let's get Trespasser up a little more so we can't... I mean, the burns are gone, but... I want them to 2-for-1 themselves to kill Trespasser anyway, so... Makes sense to put the eggs in that basket. And we can exile whatever. They don't have any flashback stuff. Okay. And they're taking 9 here. I wonder if we can get milled out. Is there a chance? Okay. Because Disdainful Stroke is not Negate. Negate, I would feel a little bit safer, but Stroke doesn't counter Galvanic Reiteration. It doesn't counter Tasha's Hideous Laughter. Tasha's is 3, right? 3 mana? Yeah. Alright. I think they need to have a big turn with Leer. And that means they need to play a 5 mana spell that I can Disdainful Stroke. But they have an Invoke. I can also stroke that. But, okay, I will stroke this as well. I'm surprised they're not Galvanicing here. I think they're saving that Galvanic iteration for the Tasha's. That's their only out to Tasha's copy. Yeah, got him. Nice. Close game. Mill is interesting. You know, Burn Down the House is such an effective card. That's one of the few cards in Standard that cleanly trades with the Planeswalkers. Well, not all of them, but the ones that don't draw cards, like Emperor and, you know, Kaito, I guess, if you loot or you make a token and then it gets wiped. Sorin gets wiped. Like, a lot of them, unless you're drawing the card off that very first tick up, then, yeah, we go 3 and 2. So 4 and 1 and then 3 and 2. That was a bit of a stinker, but what a bunch of weird decks we played against. Blue-red spells with, like, blood, what was that? What is that? Vampire? The 2/2 vampire, and like, whoa, Wandering Mind? And then that random mill deck. Like, there are some rogue decks out there. Fight rigging, sure. Should we run it back? This is the list we're playing. Oh, by the way, yeah, GG's. I'll stop the YouTube video here. I will see you next time.